Hi Dolly fans, it is Renee and today I have a special treat for you. I'm going to show you how I made the Light Fury from How to Train Your Dragon. I started out with one of the hair goals heads and I actually took out all the hair and cut it all off, and then I started with, this is epoxy mix with Sugru. You can see I mix it up here, and I do wear gloves when I mix it just because sometimes it does give my hands and arms a rash a little bit, but when I work with it I'm totally fine. But it's something about the mixing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by just making the belly a little bit more full than it already is, so that the hands and the legs that I'm going to put on will blend in nicely. Then I'm going to roll a coil like this, and this is going to be for the first arm. I'm going to make it a little bit thinner at the top so that way it can go into the shoulder and into the back. And then I'm just going to smooth it out and blend it in so that it looks like it belongs. If you watch any of my videos, you will always see me using the silicone tools when I'm working with any kind of clay. So those are like #1 staple of things you must have if you're going to work with clay at all. I love them. And what you see here is I'm actually putting water on to the epoxy sculpt mix, and I'm smoothing it out. It just makes a nice smooth surface where there's no cracks or little ups and downs in the clay. Now I'm going to make the feet. They're a little bit bigger coils. I do flatten them out at the bottom. That way it's the bottom of the foot. And I do that now just so that when I put it on, I don't have to mess with it too much. I'm going to do the same thing like we did with the hands. Smooth it out. Make them a nice flat back. Second leg, you do exactly the same way. And then onto the face. They have a little bit of arch in their eyebrows. I went a little bit overboard, but they do have a little bit of arch in their eyebrows, both, well, all the dragons actually. Got the other eyebrow on, smoothing it out, and I'm just making sure that it doesn't cover up any of the eye part that I want to keep. Now I'm just extending the chin a little bit. And giving him a job, giving her a jawbone. You'll see me do this a lot. I really blend in all of the extra pieces that I put on. I like there to be no break in between where I attached clay and where the doll actually is. So for this scalp, I do a little bit different. I didn't roll a coil this time. I'm actually just flatten out a piece of the epoxy sculpt, and I then use it and kind of piece it together and patch it together. making the nose a little bit more defined here. And then what I'm doing now is I'm just going back and making sure that I didn't squish anything, or I'm making those lines in between the feet and the arms very clean, just tidying it up. And then this is what it looks like, and I'm gonna let it dry overnight. Once it's nice and dry, then I'm gonna go ahead and put on the ears. I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to yesterday because I didn't want to squish anything that I have already made. So this allows me to really get in there, really blend in those ears without messing them up. So I just made a triangle piece, kind of like you would a flower petal, and then just attached it to the ear. And now you'll see I'm kind of making it a little bit curved, concaved, and then I'm reinforcing the back as I'm doing this so that that way is attached in the back nicely as well. And now I'm putting on these little side pieces. I'm not sure what they call these, maybe ears, I don't know. But this little cute piece that she has, and both her and Toothless have, I'm attaching those now. Same way we did the ears. You form your piece and then you attach it in all of the creases. Now this is where I start to go overboard with the eyebrows, but I'm gonna show you anyways. This is why epoxy is so fun for me, is because I feel like it's the same thing over and over. You attach a little piece of whatever shape that it looks like, and then you smooth it out and form it the way you want. Once that's all done, I'm going to start the wings. I did one already, you can see here, but I'm going to do the second wing. So I kind of measure it out, and then I take an X-Acto knife. You'll see me work with one of those a lot as well. And I kind of cut it down to the size that I want now. And it doesn't hurt the dragon's body at all because we've already let that harden and dry, and so that's good. So we are smoothing out those wings. And then you'll see me use this really elaborate tool right here. Just my fingernail. I actually have a tool that I should have probably used right now, but I was just, you know, this one was ready available. So I made the shape that I wanted the wings to be and to match the other side. And now I'm doing the same thing where I'm smoothing out the edges, making sure that they are nice and secure. And now I'm going back in and putting the detail into the wings. Once the wings are all finished, they'll look like that. And now we attach the tail. Did a coil exactly like I did the legs. I just used the different end. I used the more thick end to use on for the base of the tail. Attached it and smoothing it out, making sure that I don't mess up those beautiful wings that we just fixed and made look nice. And now I'm just reinforcing it. I'm also curving it so it gives it some personality. And now you may notice that I put parchment paper underneath because this will keep the tail from sticking to my paper. It will also let it dry, it'll let me move it, and it will not stick at all. And this also becomes a good base when you're painting. It doesn't get anywhere and I can work around it. So I'm just forming the tail here. Once that is finished, we can put on the paint. Hers are a nice pretty blue color, so we're going to use that. You'll see me use a medium color first, and then I use a dark color. So there's the medium color. And here comes the dark. And the dark gives it the extra oomph. And then I'll go back in and I'll put a light later on. Now we're going to add a base of white all over the dragon. Once she has a couple of coats of the white on and it is dry, it is time to move on to the shimmery pearl paint from Martha Stewart. I used Mother of Pearl, and I'm pretty sure that Miss Kristen did as well. And you'll see actually her two dolls at the end as well. So that was really fun. We got to do them together. So this, you'll see, it'll start to bring a shimmer to it. It's almost like it's glowing once you start painting this. So I'm not touching it, and I'm just spinning the parchment paper all around, which is way more fun to do a doll this way. Next thing, after I get all of the white pearl, I'm going to use actually a little aqua blue pearl, and I'm just creating depth. So I'm going in with all the shadows, where all the creases, shadows, anything like that. And I am putting in some blue accents. And I'm kind of dry brushing this, so there's not a lot of water on it, and I'm just going in all the creases. Not perfectly, but just like a shadow would hit. And here she is all painted up. And now I just have to put her spots on her, and she looks like this. Her and Tooth look so cute together. Here's the backside of both of them. And then here are Miss Kristen's, which I absolutely love, from Chrissy's Cuties, part of the Dolly Do-Over team. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this full transformation of the Light Fairy. Make sure to click one of the videos below. Thanks!